Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Tom. This is Tom's Toys 95. I'm a part-time eBay reseller and a video game collector. Now, I know a lot of you are subscribed from the beginning, are here more for the gaming or video game content rather than the sort of eBay reselling. I'm trying to do both on this channel. Personally, when I was on YouTube just for watching and entertainment purposes, I'm really into my gaming and collecting, so I have subscribed to a lot of gaming channels and collecting channels, and I also sell on eBay, so I subscribe to a lot of reselling channels. Now, I don't know many channels that actually sort of cater to both, and as this is my channel and you know, I want to upload content that you guys like but also what I like, so I am trying to adhere to sort of both people. Now, I know recently a lot of my content has been on the sort of eBay reselling, and I might have neglected the sort of collecting side of things. So I thought I'd do a series of videos showing off my collection, and I'm going to go through console by console. So the first console I want to start on is a Nintendo 64. As you can see, I've got my Zelda Majora's Mask hat on and my Zelda Ocarina of Time hoodie. Massive Zelda fan. So most of my memories from the Nintendo 64 was when I was younger. Me and my sister used to play the Nintendo. That was our first console that we had. I also had a Game Boy Advance SP, which I loved that thing, but before that I had the Nintendo 64. So this was my first ever console, my first taste of gaming, and when I tell you Zelda Ocarina of Time was like the most amazing game ever, it truly was. As a 4 or 5 year old, that thing blew my mind. I also loved Mario 64 as well. There's a few other games which I have in the collection which I'm going to go through. Me and my sister used to play this thing all the time, so whenever I talk about my memories or my fondness of these games, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but me and my sister used to sit and play this thing together. Some were 2-player, such as Mario Kart. We would race the hell out of each other on that one, and then Zelda might have been hard for us, but we would certainly give it a go and really enjoy these games and play them all the time. So I've got mainly 2 piles, but there's 3 in total. So the first pile will be boxed condition games, and then the other 2 are loose. So the one loose pile is games that I've played and enjoyed, and I can probably speak a little bit about them, and the other pile are games that are either in my collection just because I've picked them up along the way, or I just haven't got around to playing them yet, but I know they're great games and I want to play them at some point. There are some more games that I do want to pick up, so I probably won't go into those ones, but at the same time, you know, I'm still collecting for this console, and it's something that over time I will probably build up a collection. I don't think I'm going to go for a boxed collection. Things are getting quite expensive, and I don't think I'll ever be satisfied unless I sort of have all of them, so I'm probably just going to go through and be happy with the loose cartridges. It also takes up a lot less space, and I quite like the idea of just sort of having a tray of grey cases rather than, you know, a whole shelf full of boxes. Anyway, let's get into it. So, as I said, I'm a massive Zelda fan. You could call me a fan or a fake fan, I don't know, you make your mind up, but I've never completed a Zelda game. The first game is the Ocarina of Time. This was the one that I sort of grew up on and enjoyed the most. I have tried so many times to complete a Zelda game. Now, I don't know if it's like nostalgia holding me back, like something's like, if I complete a game, it's like, you know, that it's over, so I sort of purposely leave it unfinished. But I have attempted many Zelda games and failed to complete one, but I just love that like new buzz when there's a new game coming out. I love that launch day feeling of getting that new Zelda and seeing Link in all his armour and getting that Hylian shield and sword, and then something just sort of wears off. Maybe the nostalgia goggles wear off a bit, but I just sort of get bored and stop playing it. But the Ocarina of Time, I've got so close to finishing it. I've literally the only mission I've got left is like to defeat Ganon, and I just haven't got around to doing it. But I went back recently and did the 3DS version, and it was so much better. It was just as I remembered, but obviously graphically it is enhanced, and it's just great that you can have it portable. And I'll definitely be going back to finish it at some point. Another highlight is sort of the Skyward Sword on the Switch. So I tried it on the Wii, hated it. The controls were horrible. The Switch version came out, of course I pre-ordered it, of course I played it day one. Same thing happened again, got a bit bored, got a bit stuck with the motion controls. And then I kind of tried it again not long ago without the motion controls and actually seemed to enjoy it a lot more. So that is another one that I'm sort of, I wouldn't say I'm halfway through, but I'm probably about a quarter of the way through that game. So that is another one that I want to complete. And then the Breath of the Wild is just not my type of game. It's too open world, too RPG like for me. I definitely prefer the sort of like dungeon not crawler, but sort of dungeons and temples of the originals. I like the sort of fact that you can, you've got the open worldness, but it's not too large, it's not overwhelming. I like that there's boss fights and everything, and I know you get that in Breath of the Wild and the new one, Tears of the Kingdom, but it's just not the same for me. But yeah, back to the actual game. I went a bit sidetracked there. So we've got the Great Deku Tree. Great memories of that, jumping down the cobweb into the sort of below depths of the Deku Tree. I can remember vividly all of the sort of the rooms and the intricate bits of it. And obviously as we get further into the game I have less and less memories, because as a kid it was very difficult. But seeing Hylian Field, and then Hyrule Field, and then going to Hylian Castle, Lon Lon Ranch, there's just so many great sort of memories and areas and locations in that game. I just love it. The next Zelda game I have is Majora's Mask. Now again, this is one I really want to get into and I really want to play. I started the 3DS version and I enjoyed it, but I really didn't like the aspect of the timer counting down, and I kept getting stuck or dying. And I think the problem with me is I refuse to look at a guide, and then I get stuck, and then I get bored, and then I quit. So I might just go back and play it with a guide. But there's this copy, this set me back about £40. I don't know if you saw this one. This was how much I paid, £25 for that one. So this one I paid about £40 for. It's all complete with the manual. There's a few little tatty bits on it, but it's in a box protector, so I'm not going to get it out. But for the most part, pretty good condition. And yeah, this is one that I really want to play, and I tried to play, but I just haven't got into it quite yet. It didn't have the same sort of hit as Ocarina of Time did. But it's on my radar to sort of hopefully try and finish it, but at least play a bit more of it in time. And then the next game is Super Mario 64. Now, me and my sister, we played this game religiously. That opening level, I think, was like Bob on Battlefield or something. That level was great. And then we move on through all the other levels. We've got that one where you've got those little like water spider things. There's just so many great levels in this game that I remember playing. I did try again and complete it on the DS, and I did get quite far in that. But I remember this really hard penguin race that we struggled with, and you just kept falling off the slide. That was really difficult. But yeah, this is another game that I do want to go back and play. I think a lot of these are unplayed because, as I said, when I had this console, I was between sort of 4 and 8 that I sort of stopped playing it. So I never really got a chance to complete them all. They were too difficult. But yeah, up next we've got two of my favourite Pokemon games. So we're going to have Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Stadium. I don't have Pokemon Stadium 2, it is on my list, and I did have it and I decided to sell it on eBay a few years ago. I don't know why, should have kept it. But anyway, Pokemon Snap, what a game. What a game, man. Like, I just remember everything about it, like all the photographs, all the levels, those hidden Pokemon you could take, like I know on the first level you've got that crab in the rocks. I remember Mewtwo, I think it was, or Mew, in the sort of cave location. There's like those stars and you have to take a picture of it and it makes a Mew. There's just so many like cool things, cool tricks. I love when you sort of throw certain Pokeballs or pesticides into like the volcano, they evolve, and there's so many like hidden Pokemon and things about this game that I just used to love this as a kid. And graphically at the time it was so good, and I just love that you could like zoom in and just take a picture of all the Pokemon and store it and find the best ones. I do have the Switch version, the new Pokemon Snap, and it's good, but it's very like childlike. The opening bit is just really boring. It's just not the same as the original. This is where it's at. I really wish that they remastered this rather than make a sequel, or at least bundle a remastered version of this on the sequel. But anyway, Pokemon Snap, what a game. And then Pokemon Stadium, this is one of like the best Pokemon games other than Snap. Like, I don't know if this is classed as a spin-off, but they should really bring this back. I know you've got that like Pokken tournament. Not really tried that out, so I can't say. I don't know if that's similar to this. But this is like it's like the handheld Pokemon, but in 3D, battling it out, doing all these moves and fire breathing and electrocuting and everything. It's great. And then the mini games on it. I just remember loads of those little mini games. The whole game is just gold dust. I need to play this again. Really, I've forgotten quite a lot of the. I couldn't tell you any of the mini games, but I know the second I see that mini game, I will remember it. So I need to go back and play this. I believe this is on Switch Online, so I may subscribe to that and download that at some point. The next game, Mario Kart 64, another game that I spent countless hours on, racing around. I remember the balloon levels, the little sort of balloon battles and the mini games in there. Some of the favourite levels on this, I like the sort of Moo Farm, I think it is. There's obviously Rainbow Road. There's just some really cool tracks on here. I really like, there's like a western sort of railway track, one towards the end, and you can go through the tunnel. You can sort of go back and yourself, go along the track and go through the tunnel. I don't know if it classes as a shortcut, but yeah, and there's one level on the beach and there's a shortcut. You have to go up a ramp and go through a rock, and it's so hard to, or at least as a kid it was so hard to manoeuvre. But when you got that jump and you got that shortcut, it hit different. Because if you missed it, you fall into a bit of water and you go from 1st to 8th. But if you go through that keyhole, it's so sweet and so satisfying. Up next, Mario Party. Didn't play this too much, and I'm sure if I played it now I'd remember quite a lot of the mini games, so maybe I played it more than I thought, but I don't remember too much of this game. I just know that I did play it. I've never really been into the Mario Party games because I usually sort of game on my own, and I feel like it's very much like a family and friends party game, so I don't really sort of play these games much. I do own quite a few on like the Wii and stuff like that, but yeah, I remember playing this with my sister, so there's probably a lot of levels on there that I'll go back and look at, but I'll remember that, but I can't really speak too much of this one. I've already been through these two, so we've got a loose copy of Majora's Mask and a loose copy of the Ocarina of Time. I've already told you what I think about those games. Boy oh boy oh boy, Snowboard Kids. This game, awesome. If you're a snowboard fan, this and 1080 Snowboarding, I think it was, both really good games, but I just love the tricks on this. I love the characters, like this guy on the front, he's really funny. There's just so many like cool levels on this game, and me and my sister went on a holiday to Wales and we literally just sat in. We had a rainy day and we just played this game all day. I'd love to go back and play it at some point because I just have so many great memories on that one as well. And then next two, so we've got World Cup 98. I picked this one up the other day. I only paid £2 for it from CEX. I remember having a football game. I don't think it was this one. I think it was FIFA 97 or FIFA 98. But I do remember playing some sort of video game, football video game on the Nintendo 64. So I'd like to give this a go at some point. I'm assuming it's 2 players, so it'd be really funny to go back and play that with a mate, and just see how sort of bad the graphics are or how they hold up compared to obviously FIFA today. And then the last game that I remember playing, Perfect Dark. I can't tell you the plot, I can't tell you anything about this game other than the fact I remember going up elevators, getting off on different floors, shooting people, collecting stuff from offices and stuff, going down to the next level. It is a sort of weird game in terms of memories because I don't remember the plot, as I said, but it's just one of those games that I need to go back and play because I remember just going up in the elevator, up, down, shooting back and forth. Great game. This was about £6 or £7 I think I got from a game convention a few years ago. Right then, next is a list of N64 games which I haven't really played or I plan on playing and just haven't got around to it yet. There are a few games that I played when I was younger that I don't own. I sold all my games when I was younger, and I'm slowly sort of rebuying some of them back. So I did play more N64 games than one in front of me. Notable mentions are sort of wrestling games, the WWF games, No Mercy I think it was. That game was unbelievable. I'm pretty sure Simpsons Wrestling, unless that was on PS1, but Simpsons Wrestling was another one. Those were 2 sort of standout games I remember playing, and I believe Rayman, the original Rayman, that was another one as well. But I don't own any of those. So we've got Donkey Kong 64 and Diddy Kong Racing. These are both games I want to check out. I have played a bit of Donkey Kong. I don't think it was on the DS, but there was a Donkey Kong game. It might have been 3DS, Country Returns maybe. I played one of them for a little bit, and it was good. I'm assuming it's similar to this, so I will play this at some point, but I haven't got around to it yet. Diddy Kong Racing, I'm sure I've played this once, and it was fun. Some people say it's better than Mario Kart, but I haven't played it, so I can't really input on that one. But that is another one that I want to get around to. This one, I am not a South Park fan, but I do quite enjoy it. So when I picked this up in a game bundle, I decided to keep it, but I haven't really got around to it. I know there's a South Park rally game, which I think I'd like to play more than this, but this one is Chef's Love Shack. I don't even know how this plays or what you have to do, so I might have to check this out or watch some gameplay for it. Yoshi's Story, this is another one that I've played a bit on the DS, but not really played it on the N64. This is another one that I picked up in an N64 bundle once and decided to keep it. But yeah, whether I'll play it or not, I don't know. Banjo and Kazooie, this is another one I haven't got around to playing. Heard good things about it though, but obviously I can't really comment on it because I haven't played it. Yeah, I know it's a Rare game, which now I think is owned by Microsoft. I've also emulated Conker's Bad Fur Day. That was really funny. I did actually own a copy of that, and I don't regret selling it, but at the time I think I paid £200 for a bundle of N64 games and 2 N64 systems with a bunch of controllers and stuff, and I sold off most of the collection is from that bundle, but I sold off a lot of the games. I think there was like 24 games, and I probably sold about 15 of them and made all the money back. And then Conkers went for £80, which at the time was a really good deal. I don't think it's gone up a loose cart for much more than that, but if you get the box and the manual, it's easily a £300 game now. So yeah, I don't regret selling it at the time, certainly. Maybe now I sort of, want it back, and I think if I was to buy it, I'd want the box and manual, and I don't want to sort of spend £300 on it at the moment, but maybe one day. Rugrats, played the hell out of this on the PS1. I don't think it was Treasure Hunt, but there's about 4 different Rugrats games. I know there's like Rugrats in Paris, Rugrats the movie, Search for Reptar I think was another one. This one is Treasure Hunt. So yeah, I don't think I've played this one specifically, but I love the Rugrats games. Even now I've been playing, I think it was Rugrats in Paris was the one I've been playing recently. My girlfriend really wanted that for Christmas, so I bought it for her. So we've been playing that on the PS3. So yeah, Rugrats games are great. Don't diss me for that one. GoldenEye 007. Now I played the remake on the PS3. Really fun game. I've never played the original, but I did pick this up for about £5 from, I think it might have been from a gaming convention as well, the same place I got Perfect Dark from. This was about £5 or £6, so I thought I'd add that to the collection. And then the very last game is called Duel Heroes. Never heard of it. This was one that when I went to sell it, it was like £3 or £4 on eBay, and I was like, for that price I'll just keep it. Let me know if it's any good. It kind of looks like Power Rangers. It looks like it's got a Power Ranger on the front, but yeah, no idea. If anyone knows what this game's like or how it plays, let me know, and if it's worth playing, I might check it out. But yeah, that is the whole collection. It's not the biggest collection that go in, but it's a modest collection of N64 games. I do want to get some more boxed games. There are a few more games on my list. I'd like to get some of the Tony Hawk's games, because whilst I have them on the PS1 and PS2, the box art just looks really cool, and I love the Tony Hawk's games when I was younger as well. So I'd like to get that boxed, maybe a Rugrats game boxed, and Pokemon Snap. I really want Pokemon Snap boxed as well. So there's quite a few that I want to get or still need to pick up. But yeah, that's my N64 collection. I've got PS1, PS2, PS3. I've got too many. That'll be like an hour-long video. But there's PS1, PS2, PS4, and potentially PS5, and then I've got the DS, 3DS, Wii U. I've got quite a few Switch games as well. So any other collections that you want to see, let me know in the comments below, and I might do that one next. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. If you like this sort of content, please consider subscribing. Comment anything below and I'll reply to you, and I'll see you on the next video.